when she sat down on the panel, 2 days later, you can't walk. 2 days later, pictures come out with you, the same boots, and it's not, I don't know, maybe she got 2 pairs of the black boots, I don't know, but it looked the same. There's the same type of furry, the same type of look, you know what I mean? Like, you know, these are my boots, I wear these boots out, that type of thing. It's not like, oh, I wear these ones, and then I wear these ones, and I wear, no. These are my boots. So you in the same look, same wig, but you can't even walk to the door. Walking up to the people, there's something, because even with her, and that's what people are like in the video, the one I posted, oh, she looks good. She looks good, like I said, when you put on, y'all know what I do? Y'all know how I do? Turn into Michaela Shawn in 1 hour and 45 minutes time, right? Especially if the beard is gone. I can turn it on. And I'm professional. But I'm not getting the injections. I don't got the face mask. I don't have the things. And there's a show called Succession. I only was talked about it on here one time, and somebody came on here and asked me if I watched Succession. There's a show called Succession. And Rogan Loy is old, right? And he runs the companies, he runs the media like a Rupert Murdoch type thing, right? But he's getting sick. Okay? Follow me here. Don't nobody know, not even his kids, not the people in the business, not the people in the company, know exactly what the hell is going on with Logan Roy is his name. Except some girl that he done brought on out of nowhere. And not even his family know exactly why that woman is there. Logan Roy, they're at the stocks or whatever for the company, mergers, blah, 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 big deal, right? We'll talk about the show Succession. Logan Roy loses his shit. He don't know where he is. He's screaming out. He don't know what's going on. He's not speaking lucid. He's not lucid. He's not speaking clearly. He gets into the bathroom with another part of a husband of his daughter. Don't know what the hell is going on. Call that girl. That girl gives him a shot. I needed a crisp one. Just like that. Logan Roy back. That's what they did to Wendy. Gave her a shot just enough. Because when she got up there, she wasn't talking about nothing new. She ain't said nothing she ain't said since she was on TMZ. How long have I been on? 1:30 minutes. She didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing that she ain't said on TMZ, especially when it comes to that damn lymphedema. You not getting no money from lymphedema. You're not Procter & Gamble. You're not Johnson & Johnson. You're not G&E or Genie. You're not doing, no, that's General Electric. You're not none of these companies. So you're promoting lymphedema. I can't go out and get lymphedema to affect your bottom line. So you don't need to be talking about lymphedema at all. No more. You was on TMZ, honey. Millions of people saw the interview. It's no reason for you to talk about lymphedema. It's no reason for you to be 58 years old talking about how you want to be, you still looking for love, which is tired. Looking for love. Don't want to be married. Don't want to live with somebody, and don't want to take your wig off. That's tired, but that's old. That's Wendy. All the podcasts, all of this, and the money, and the this and the that. Been saying that since TMZ. Been saying that since January, when she had the sound bites to Good Morning America. She didn't get on that panel in front of them 40 people when it's Wendy fucking Williams out in the streets with her boobs out and a good wig on. 40 people was in that audience. One person was able to take the videos, and now boom, now we have all this stuff. First of all, don't you think it would have been more people there? Let's start with that. Secondly, for her to get out there with the dusting on the boobs to make them look nice, and listen, I swear, if she not talking about her breast reduction, then we really not talking about nothing. Because I'm looking at when I got the pictures, and that's just like, how am I doing this? But the pictures of Wendy, when she accepted her star on Hollywood Walk of Fame, boobs are noticeably bigger. So we're not talking about a breast reduction. We're not talking about nothing. So you put a little base, put a little bronzing powder. You know what I'm saying? Put a little powder on her boobs, make her look nice. Even on her tone, you could probably put her a mask on. You know what I'm saying? Even on her tone, put her liner on, do her brows, put a good lip on there, a little blush. That's it. Good wig, always good wig. Ain't no reason why Wendy shouldn't have no good wig, okay? So there's that. That's it. Put her on those damn furry boots. They wasn't brand new furry, but them is her furry boots. She's comfortable in those. She don't want to break in no new shoes. She got lymphedema, okay. But she about to be in front of these people. But it's 40 people. It was a controlled environment. That young lady had already submitted her questions. Wendy had already been prepped, and that's the thing. It's just not the Wendy. And now I'm just taking in everything that's been happening. Y'all know I've been trying to ride for Wendy. Y'all know I've been expecting a speedy recovery. I expected her to jump back. Like I said, she's from the city. She know how to play the game. She's a part of the thing. But watching that video, that did nothing better for her claim of coming back and being. Because then thankfully for TikTok, because you know they done took her shit down off of YouTube. You can't go back and watch after show, and that's the thing. That's why they took it down. If you go back and watch the after show, there are nuggets in the after show, Easter eggs. I think that's what they call them, right? They do them on cars and things like that, which is like a thing, whatever. There are nuggets of information in the after show that will let you know, like I said, she said, or if you've seen it, you know she said, once I get tired of the show, I'm not going to do the show anymore. I don't do my nails like this because of this, like this. This is what I eat, and this is the things like this. And if I feel like this is what I do like this. And when I'm like this, and this is what I do like. She just lined things up. So that now we're in a place now to really examine the Wendy that we're in. First of all, we know that she's not in her right mind. Second of all, we know that she does not have people around her that are supportive and encouraging. Not even the one person like Logan Roy got that could give her the injection, or that somebody gave her an injection or whatever, because either that video of her walking and needing to hold somebody's arm happened before or happened afterwards. That thing in the middle don't make sense to them, whether that happened before or after that. Because her sitting there looking good, now like, yeah, she was sitting down okay. No, she don't gotta walk. But me being out public appearance in should let me, like when she went there, I will show you the picture, but I'm going to save that for the video. Like when she went there, she was holding on to a strong, strapping, big, tall black man. And that's the thing too, watching Wendy's show, she has she's gone through, not that many, maybe 2 security guards. And that's the thing, where is Pascal, or where is Wendy's original security guard and things like that? First she had a guy with the dreads. He had long dreads when I was at the Wendy show. Then he cut the dreads, it was just like her stage security. Then she got a security guard, at least from what I could see on the after show. Then she got that big security guard, the cute one, the round one, who used to stand at her door, at her dressing room door. We don't see those people anymore. Connie Gibbs, hey honey, welcome. We don't see these people anymore. What is going on? And when Kevin left, he did take Robin, and maybe he took some security, and those are the things Kevin provided. And whatever Kevin trying to come up with a tell-all book, and whatever the thing is. This is his grace for providing us with the Wendy Williams that we know. Because they plucked him from where he was and in effect or purpose to push Wendy, to continue Wendy on this thing. Because she couldn't do drugs when she was with Kevin. Kevin left she back on the drugs. And they said once an addict, always an addict. That's the thing. And if we talk about once an addict, always an addict, you're not going to tell me that a wellness visit for a month then cleaned this woman up for her to get back, oh, I'm going to be on the show now. We're not. This is my cry for help for Wendy. I don't know who I'm looking at. But I'm looking at y'all. And y'all looking at me. This is my cry for help for Wendy. We do not have, what's her middle name? Denise? We do not have Wendy. We don't have any semblance of a 2021 pre-June Wendy Williams among us. There's nothing about this Wendy that's going to get back on scene. There's nothing about this Wendy that's going to ask heavy-hitting questions. There's nothing about this Wendy that's going to entertain us. Even that interview was not, there was nothing entertaining about that. Oh, the one person out there, oh my God, Wendy, we love you, girl. The one person out there talking about that. Like I said, it was only 40 people. If that. A month ain't long enough for nothing. Especially with the means. So that's the thing. Where are the people around here? They talk about Kevin, old stories about Kevin. Because she asked on her way to that event, paparazzi was like, have you talked to Kevin? Oh, yes. Of course that's what she's going to say. What part? Wendy died, Kevin going to get money. What is he going to do with that? And we're at a point now where Blue Ivy is 10 years old. We're at a point now where Blue Ivy is 10 years old. And 10 is the number of changes and new beginnings. And her at courtside sitting at her with her dad. Blue ain't there to watch the goddamn game. She don't care about no ball being passed around between players. She ain't worried. She ain't fancied by nobody with money. I told you guys to go to them basketball games and conduct business. At that same basketball game where everybody was talking about her beautiful hair and she's sitting there with her dad. Her dad was hugging on her, making that big scene about it. Corey Gamble was there as well. So we're and not only that, do we got to talk about celebrities? We just see the TikTok for the kids. Everything is for the kids. Kids, this, all the shows we watch is kid-based, kid involved, trying to get involved in adult things like that. That's just the climate that we're in right now. We setting Kevin Jr. up for something. Because there's no way in the world that a report has to come out. What is it? Actions over words? There's no way in the world a report has to come out to let anybody know your involvement in your mother's life. Tina Turner. There's no way in the world that New York Post, TMZ, Gossip, all of them got to say, well, this is what Kevin said. And they reporting this shit twice. The ultimatum that he gave her was from months ago, last year. The ultimatum that he gave her was probably from 2021 when she left the Wendy Show the first time, when she left the Wendy Show. And it was trying to get her to go back. So 2021 into 2022, then she got COVID. That's what he said to her then. So now they're trying to run this story back. Where is Kevin? And like I said, if the paparazzi just so happened to catch Beyonce and Jay-Z and Kanye West all at the same event, we should be able to catch Kevin. Hey, Black. We should be able to catch Kevin on his way to Wendy's apartment. Because obviously they're sitting out there, right? Catching her go to the places, catching her at the liquor store. We should be able to catch Kevin at college. Everybody want to be paparazzi. We don't got no pictures of Kevin in college. Oh, sacrifice, Lord. We're working on it, Star. I'm working on it. Don't hurt him, Taj. But listen, that's where we at. I told you I didn't want to get on because I want to look a mess, but you know, like Fantasia said, "Ooh, this is me." That's where we at with that. There's no way in the world somebody got to report what I'm doing for my mother. What I know for sure is that my mother not right. Cut to Big Kevin talking about it was little Kevin who had to give threaten the people to get a wellness check on her. Where is your wellness check on your mother? And if we talk about a dissociated situation where Wendy don't really care about Kevin because she always been about her business, then that's something to understand too. Like I said, when Kevin was down at Dr. Seepy's, because he was addicted to synthetic weed or whatever, Sharina and Big Kevin was down there, Wendy left. And if that's been the dynamic in a relationship, then that's something to understand. And that's why she's sitting out here. Well, at least without her son. But even in all of that, there's no Wanda. Wanda's her sister. There's no other best friend with the hands. There's no friend. Nene is doing her own thing. Marlo's doing her own thing. When he went over to California and spent a whole summer with the damn Kardashians and Angela, where are they? We not dealing with any type of semblance of a Wendy Williams that we had prior to 2021. And we're not going to get anything like that again. Miss Wendy is not okay. We don't have her drugged and processed and whatever type of verbiage you want to use, it's not there. And like I told you guys 2 months ago, we've never experienced anything like this. Never have we experienced someone not okay so obviously placed in front of our face with no real. Barbara Walters got Alzheimer's. We ain't seen Barbara Walters in 3 years. We didn't see Betty White for 3 years. We still ain't seen Richard Simmons. Kelly Price was down with the COVID until she wasn't. All these celebrities had COVID, and we didn't see none of them sick and dying. Out running to the liquor store or running to the CVS or anything like that. Whitney was out. Whitney would be high, but she would be working. She wasn't just out, Bruce Willis. She wasn't just out to be out, like, oh, let me just, and nobody's gonna catch me. We see Whitney, she was out, she was working. Did she look her best? No, but she was working. It wasn't just some random sighting. It wasn't a paparazzi staked outside her home in New Jersey or in Atlanta, wherever she lived in that townhouse. She got neighbors. Still wasn't all of this stuff going. Like nobody was reporting anything like that on her. Hey, Queen Shell, welcome. We're dealing with something, but it's all the changing. B. Smith in that home, then gave her man the okay to get with that white woman. Didn't see B. Smith at all. Knew she was ill. A Tracy Braxton knew she was ill. Didn't get nothing. All the while, Wendy out here parading herself when to tell somebody about lymphedema. Lymphedema is the reason you might need to hold on to somebody. But what's going on in that head don't got nothing to do with lymphedema. And I'm not saying it's on Wendy. What I might be saying is a bit of her pride. And that's how I was thinking, maybe she had a little bit more control and she knows what's going on. But on that panel, that is not Wendy Wendell Bartholomew, Hezekiah Walker Williams, Clyde. Listen, if B. Smith gave him the okay, then that's all right. If B. says that she's fine by me, then what can we say? Even if B. Smith didn't say nothing, because she was ill. Who knows? But that's the way they worked it out. At the very least, there should be no reason Wendy should ever, or the woman in particular, Wendy worth $25 million, $30 million. First of all, she should have security, period. I'm trying to think of when you see Oprah. Oprah's always in a controlled environment, so it's not like she needs a security guard right next to her. We don't ever see Oprah out, And then when you do, like if she's coming from her, yeah, she's definitely got a security with her. It shouldn't be a reason if I got my lymphedema like she always wanted to plan somebody that Wendy shouldn't be holding on to nobody's arm at even if it's from the fire hydrant to the curb. Hello in Arizona. I could use some heat. I don't care how high it gets, I just need the heat and some sunlight. But there should be no reason. The fact that they don't even give her that. The fact that they deny her that, because let me tell you this. Let me say this. It's sad that Wendy has such impactful, influential career that she would end up dying alone. Many of them do die alone. Can y'all, Hattie, that is so rude. It's pressuring. Hey, Hattie. I remember when she was lost and they had to find her. Even still, it's what they said. We didn't get her out. We didn't get her out to CVS in her nightgown. Where the girl? Where are the people? The white women she would have kitchen table talk with from her neighborhood in Ocean Township where she lived, or that suburb of Jersey where she was living with. Where are these people? And that's why I said maybe it's Michael Jackson. When Michael Jackson's sick, listen, Michael get with the people, he get around his family. They're like, no, Mike, maybe you don't want to. Michael Jackson called that helicopter, come pick him up in the backyard of the house, and he'd be on his way because he want to do what he want to do. You got the access, you got the resources, you could do the things. I mean, you don't want to be told no. But there's so much more to lose, and I don't think Michael Jackson was as bad as they painted him out to be, but yet he died alone. Wendy, there's so, like, her career could continue to evolve. She could put on another Charlemagne. I could be up under Wendy right now. Why not? She could put on somebody else to condition them, to take the reins. You know what I'm saying? For the type of thing. Wendy was always hip with it, knew what it wasn't like she was stuck in a rut and needed to be and was hell-bent on this, that, and the third. She knew what she wanted to do. She knew what the climate was. She knew how to read the room. I think she didn't go to her mother's funeral because of what they wanted her to do. I think what was going on was, I think Shirley ran that mouth. And Wendy shut down. Because y'all done took my mother from me. I'm just... Because it ain't no way Shirley who'll be walking every day, and that's things you watch from no after show, or even if you watch Wendy's show, walking every day out there with her girlfriends, carrying on down in Florida in the old folks community, dead. That dad, 5 years older, that 90 years old, living, thriving, and on the damn podcast with his son. Looking at Wendy's parents, the dad was the one. Looking at people who have their parents, Wendy, one of the only people that I know, still got the damn daddy. Oprah's daddy did the things to her. Jennifer ain't. I don't think they've ever talked about Jennifer Hudson's dad. I don't know what Sherry got. I don't know where Kelly Clarkson's dad is either. But of all the people of the perfect story of a traditional family, is it a nuclear family? Is that the word? Wendy is that. Siblings, both parents, working middle class, illustrious career, tragic ending. Because there had to be some sense of tragedy. Not only is my dad still alive and was a factor in my life to whatever degree, whatever extent, and that's the details, but he's out here not the one in front of my building, not the one taking me to the CVS, not the one bringing the liquor to the damn, not the one bringing the liquor to my building so I don't have to go outside and be seen because they say to me, Wendy, I'll go do it. Wendy, I got Postmates. It's a man on a bike 4 minutes away with the stuff. As opposed to everybody else. Now maybe people are new in here, but I just talked about how people grow up don't got their dad. Kim Porter got a mom, don't talk about the dad. Marjorie, we got the pictures of the dad, don't know the dad's name. Kanye West, Beyonce, Rihanna, all of them come from these strained relationships with their fathers, or fathers non-existent. We don't really get into Sherry over here at the collective. It's just not. It's just really nothing to get into. And if Sherry was just doing something, and that's just fun. You know, that's guilty by association. And that's the thing too. It's like, you know, I don't even want to. I'm not that big. And that think about how cocky she got to be, coming from that behemoth of a program, to say, I could do that. I could carry the thing. I could do the same thing. Think of how cocky she got to be to do something like that. And the fact that she wouldn't turn it down, or the fact that she couldn't turn it down, that's what we're talking about. That's the beehive. Her even being in the show is a distraction, because we know damn well. One of my friends, he said today, Wendy and J Hood together don't even equal up to a damn Ask Wendy segment. He's saying 2 programs don't add up to 1 segment from a behemoth of a program. Think about that. Oh yeah, I'll do that. Or like, listen, you know, I'm not like Wendy. I don't have the news like Wendy. I don't get involved like Wendy. Like, that's not really my thing. I'll go do a podcast. Now, she probably have an amazing podcast. Bring them same people over there, intimate, on a couch, real comfy with the pillows and the things. Take your shoes off. Like Taraji did, not where we looking, because I can't stand to be on the same couch with somebody and be looking at somebody like I get a crook in my neck and my eyes go crooked. But in a nice little setting, sure, probably very, very, very successful like that. But no, we want you to replace this. Well, she could have said it's a blazing God. That's not the same God. Understand that. The same God she acting about, the same God she thinking that put her that show in front of her is the same guys them artists and stuff get up to them award shows and think. It's not the same God. But that guy, her God, yeah, he did put that in front of her. Gave her that I wouldn't want that. Especially being Sherry Shepherd. And that's like Wendy carved this time out. People's time is free on this every day, every weekday, because of Wendy Williams. Whether they wanted to or not, because it was times where I got like, okay, Wendy wilding out, you know what I mean? That sort of thing is like, she's just doing too much, you know. It's just thing. And I'd be like, all right, let me just catch Hot Topics. And before you know it, 45 minutes went by, I watched the whole damn program. That's what we do. That's where we at. That's what's going on. Like I said, think of how cocky she got to be. Like, okay, I could do that. A new show is like, okay, I don't even know how they do that anymore. I would want to say Kelly Clarkson was like a new program. Didn't really she wasn't replacing anybody. She filled the void of, like, you know, the Queen Latifah's show and Bethany's show, you know what I'm saying, things like that. Failed show, so she filled the void for a space. And probably solidified her place in daytime television as these other shows were crumbling. Ellen, Maury, is Jerry Springer still on? Ellen, Maury, Jerry Springer, Wendy Williams. Hey, Lady MPT, welcome. You know what I mean? So she solidified herself in daytime ahead of all of this that's going on right now. But we sitting here with Jennifer Hudson, who just want people to sing. Like, if you want to, first of all, you came from a singing show. And now you get a show and you want people to continue to sing. I don't want to see that. Sherry Shepherd got these people coming on the show, and it's simply just like Monique's show was, just people coming on promoting the things. Nothing. No type of nothing. You're not asking them nothing. Y'all went to dinner last night, and she's not asking them no questions like that. Girl, anything. I follow these people on Instagram. I know exactly what they did. They about to get on here and talk about it. What's that? That's the thing about the bottom line. That's the thing about whatever the intention is to have these people here. Whatever this is for Jennifer Hudson, primarily, for her to have been so sacrificial, and also so decorated to now have this show. I don't care what the ratings say. I don't care what the ratings say. Let me give me the Nielsen box. And let me get the real ratings. what the people were really saying, what's really watching. I don't care what the news or whatever, the blogs or whatever. Ain't nobody watching that show. Because don't nobody talk about what happened. Every other lesson, not every time, but when Kim Kardashian said, honey, do you put a bumper sticker on a Bentley? Wendy Williams. Wendy going in her Omarosa, iconic. Wendy's sit down with Ivana Trump, telling Ivana dead. Telling. When Wendy had Michael Clark Duncan on the show, and it was just in that relationship with Omarosa Plant 2, getting the thing with Omarosa. Michael Clark Duncan was dead 1 month after that Wendy show because he talked about he was supposed to be a security guard for Biggie the night that Biggie died, but he had something else to do. Groundbreaking. Her passing out was the beginning of the end. The beginning of programming. Our next duress. And that's the thing about what you have around you. Just and I told you guys this too. I might be, I'm not apologizing. I might not know. Like I told you guys, I don't be talking crazy because it all comes the fuck back around, and it's only but so many coincidences. Be careful who you got around you. That's how I started this thing, right? Priestley, the man he was allegedly sleeping with, turned them all in. Okay? Mia, her friend, she working on the show for recognition and notoriety, talking about, if I knew this woman now, I wouldn't even talk to her. It'd be from inside. Your demise comes from inside. Be careful who you have around you. Because the people that knew Wendy wasn't all right, and that's, let me tell you this: when you get to a point, get to a point in your career, you literally have to commit murder or some act of treason, or say the N-word, or something stupid for the people not to support you. If Wendy would have, and that's the thing too, and that's like her always, my show is live, I'm up at 9, I'm up at 7, I get here at 8, I'm out there at 9, every day, Thursdays I shoot 2 shows, I have a 3-day weekend. That's what you knew about Wendy. That's what was said. So if she felt bad, and maybe like a month before that, her falling out, it was cold. So maybe it was around the same time. Maybe in that same month, the beginning of October, or maybe sometime in September, she showed up to that show late. Street wig on, coat on, bag, leggings, t-shirt, did the show in what she came up in. That was the start of the end. But when that show happened where she fell, if Wendy wasn't okay during the break, because she came back from break, and immediately after coming back from break, she was down. If she wasn't okay during the break, Kevin, Suzanne, the showrunner, I'm talking about Suzanne's husband, all should be like, Wendy, it's okay. If they would have come back and put Suzanne on that stand in front of that camera and said, Wendy is not feeling well. First of all, Wendy's not feeling well. Get ready to go to a break. We're going to do this little skit. They don't have to be so set, down about it. But, I don't know, Wendy, these minutes, whatever, it's been a lot. Getting adjusted, or wig didn't fit, some type of funny, something like that, so that she could have collected herself. The people would not have cared. They would not have cared about that Wendy wasn't back on the show. They would have understood this is what Wendy's there every day. She puts on every day. She entertains people every damn day. She does have the wigs and the things. She always talk about graves. She always talk about lymphedema. They have planted, Wendy has planted the seeds of information in true followers. So that if Suzanne got up there and said, Wendy needs a minute, she's not ready yet, blah, 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 it would have been funny. Nobody would have been confused. Bring her back on by the end of the show, because she finished the show. Bring her back on by the end of the show, or bring her back on the next day. People would have been, the ratings the next day, which they probably were either way, would have been through the roof, because they wanted to see if she better. So we're not really dealing with a real situation. She's dealing with the people around her. Then people said, Wendy, during that break, Wendy, you all right. What you got to do is you got to finish the show. That's only 20 minutes or whatever. It's only 2 segments left. You can do that. No, I'm ill. I'm not feeling right. And her, the same way Sherry thinks she could hold the show down, Wendy said, no, I can't let the show go. Same reason she left her son down in wherever Dr. Seavey was, down in not Trinidad, not in Dominican Republic, Turks, Caicos, one of them places, down there to get back to the show, saying that, you know, that's the same thing. But it's like, no, and that's where that husband should have came in. But, you know, he's trying to secure his bag as well. You know, whatever money Wendy, you know, it's just a thing, you know, Honduras. So you guys, whatever money Wendy was owed, Kevin ain't owed as much, but he owed just as much. Because without Kevin, a lot of things wouldn't have happened. And that's the whole thing. Like I said, him coming out now is the grace that he's allowed to even speak about the situation. The grace that anybody speaking about it is able to speak about it. And nobody speaks about it like Kevin does. Tommy tiptoes around, you know, the situation, but he doesn't speak on things. He just runs his mouth. But if Kevin gets on there and he's like, you know, this is with Deborah Mercury and Wendy and I did this and I did that, he's not lying. He's not lying about keeping her nose out of the sand or whatever, if I could use a euphemism. Keeping the liquor out of her drink, putting her on a clean diet, making sure she got the show on time, making sure she got good dresses from Norma Kamali and the designers want to work with her, making sure she has the budget for this, and making sure that the guests come on there and do the things like that. Like I said, Wendy is the talent, and you need the manager. And that's what my husband did. He managed. All the while he was managing another lifestyle because Wendy was providing the things that he wanted outside of being a manager as a husband and a man. And that's why I kind of understand. But whatever Wendy got, he owed the same thing. Shit, just being a manager alone. Don't nobody, Chris, how many checks is Kris Jenner collecting? Daily, hourly, minutely, multiple. Nobody will ever question Kris coming for her money. Nobody gonna question Kris about coming for her money. Let one of them not come up with a check, you won't be invited somewhere. You gonna be left out of something. But the Kris money come off the top. Kris money come off the top. They probably don't even see the check till after Kris get done with it. And that's business. Minutely, okay? Thank y'all so much. My mom is the best. But that's the thing. I'm devastated by it. That this is what we have. The Wendy, like this is the trajectory. But if you look at it, this is like it's no different. Like I said, Whoopi had an illustrious career. The Voice. Don't nobody saying, well, I'm not gonna listen because you know I'm a fan of Ariana Grande. I do think she has an amazing voice. You know, and JoJo and Jessie J. They all have amazing voices, but they ain't done as much, been around as long as Whitney Houston, and for that, Whitney is the voice, okay? Illustrious career. Done many things, thanked for many people, okay? Died in a bathtub. Nobody there. Wendy gonna be dead in a bathtub, dead in an elevator, or or a bathroom like Coolio was, and they're gonna be talking, oh, drugs overdose. She ain't getting better. Died alone like Prince. Michael Jackson, Jimi Hendrix, Amy Winehouse, Kurt Cobain. Whitney Houston, Tina Marie, Coolio, where they said he was at his friend's house. And when he said something like, I don't take baths. So if we find out she was in the bathtub, I don't take baths, why would I swim in my own dirt? You gotta watch the after show to know. That's why they took all that shit down. And there's some channel out there that probably recorded all those things. God, that's a lot of work. Like when the girl said on the what you call it, the Porsche video, can you put the names on the thing? She don't got no videos. She don't got no followers. Talk about, can you put the... Obviously, you don't know the word. That it takes to associate the names of the people. No, I'm not doing all of that. Not for that. Why did I say that? But that's what we got. That's where we at. Oh, watching the show. And somebody didn't, somebody record the shows. Somebody have to record some of that after shows and things like that. But those are clips you don't find and that's probably help her shower. But if she live in a nice place, she probably got a seat in the shower. I'm sure she got bars in there. I would think she's a woman of a particular age. But that's why they took the after show down, not the Sherry Show affiliate, because the money still is the Wendy. It would be the Wendy Williams estate would continue to collect those YouTube checks, and Wendy was an institution. Debmar Mercury or whoever, that's the Wendy didn't own nothing, so it would have been Bernie or somebody. She ain't with Bernie no more, but it would be Willie, her new manager, or Kevin, her husband, that would have been or assigned someone the responsibility of handling and managing the Wendy Williams YouTube page. But because we can't just take the after show away, because then that'll draw too much attention. We just shut the whole thing down. If people were to go back and watch the after show, it lines it all up. It lines it all up. From rutabaga, you got to know. So understanding who the security is, just understand how she do her every day. Understanding how she tried to put on this, I'm just, staying home, or I'm just working mom, but I'm home by 5 type thing, But in the midst of that, no, I don't take baths. I went back to eat meat because the vegetables made me weak. Those sorts of things. Hey, Bright Eyes, welcome. It's devastating to them. But, what makes her any different? This is the thing that makes her the most different. It's her to be out here in shambles. In shambles. Oh, she looks good. No, she don't. Can I hold on to your arm to a paparazzi person? Like, that's not even, I'm just going to play sick. No. And I say she got down alone because she don't want to be, the husband, and she was looking for love. And I'm not saying would nobody love you with lymphedema, but you're not about to find yourself in a relationship with a man that can jump on a plane at the whim and head to Paris. I don't know why she keeps talking about Paris. Head to Paris on a whim with you and your lymphedema and your Graves' disease and your this and you're not sleeping with me and you don't want to take you with you. You're not going to find a man like that. Unless you're paying for him. You're not about to find no man like that. So I don't even know why she keeps saying these things. Nobody's going to step in and help. This is all going, and I pray I'm wrong. I can't wait till the day somebody says, Lenny, you said, but I've been trying to cover all the bases, and the fact that, like Wendy says, I'm a woman of a particular age and I'm entitled to change my mind. I'm a Gemini, my mind changes minutely, okay? But the more the story continues to unfold, And the more you realize that people are not in charge of what they want to do, cut to that interview that Dave Chappelle did on Oprah after they found him. How his narrative was being controlled. He walked into a room one day feeling fine, and they were telling him that he needs to tell people that he's ill. Somebody is telling Wendy that she's fine, all the while she knows she's not ill. All the while she knows that she's ill. And this is deeper than the graves and the lymphedema. Because quiet as it's kept, the lymphedema, her leg, it used to be her whole, from her knees down, was big. Feet big. She always had big feet. But they've kind of blown up since the lymphedema. Her legs are not as big as what they were when that whole lymphedema thing started. So what are we working with here? The same machine that you was in with the documentary, that's what you sit in, so it takes your legs down, but it don't do nothing for your feet? So you sitting there understanding the effects of you in the treatment and how it's bringing your legs down, because lymphedema, see, I think it's a whole thing, because that just in your feet seems like a podiatrist issue. It was definitely over when she started wearing the heels, stopped wearing the heels. Well, not even with she was losing her balance, so her equilibrium was off. But if somebody is in your ear telling you that this is lymphedema, honey, that your feet are still big like this, even though her legs have went down and your feet is still big, but they continue to feed you the same medication and you're not exactly sure what that medication is, and let you walk out that house like that, knowing that your legs is like that, because the day Wendy Williams hits that ground again, we're not going to ever see her again. And for that, she should be spending her money on a man to walk her from the door. All you need is a doorman. And that's like she in a house, she in a building with no doorman. I don't understand that. Because she always said, after show, I'm going to retire in New York City at the top of the building with one way in and one way out. Because the killer's not going to get me. The killer's not going to get me. There's going to be a doorman, so you have to check in with someone. Now she live in the middle where she comes through the side door. Well, multiple ways in and out, because your boy Jason Lee, Mixie, long and vestidy. Jason Lee said Bernie came in the one door and she went out the back door. Like Carrie did when Natasha came home and bust her tooth on the steps. Are we already? And I've always paid attention to Wendy's nails. I knew Wendy wouldn't come back to the show when she had the little glittery pink months. Well, I said, Wendy ain't come back to that show. She not in her right mind. She not the same woman. She got pink, glitter pink paint on her nails. Again, I said that on Instagram. Nobody ever responds to anything I say on Instagram except when my makeup people. That's my gang over there. But I knew then. She never came back to the show after that. I don't do all that sparkly coloring things. Nude. I paint them myself while I watch Investigation Discovery in my mom cave. After show. Living in this apartment building on the top floor. I think it's probably got, I'm sure it's 2 floors. I'm sure she don't live on no one floor. But who's even doing that? She's gonna be down at the end at the bottom of the damn stairs like Ivanka, like Ivana, because of lymphedema. And if ain't nobody walking her to the door, ain't nobody walking her around in the house. Do she still got the cats? Come on now, somebody. Come on now, somebody. Come on now, somebody. Do she still even got the cats? And this is what that's what I'm saying about what they provide to us. Okay. This is what they provide us. It goes back to what I'm saying about the damn housewives. They give us this, take this, feel like this is what's going to, like, no, that don't make no sense. If Wendy says she want to live in a house with a damn apartment with a damn doorman, why y'all got her in that house with no doorman? She don't even make it to the front door. She even, it's not even, it's some side door. What apartment complex you guys are going through the one door this way and then go out to the house that way? Or maybe that's where the elevator, you don't got elevators no more. Maybe that's where the princess, like, I don't know. I'd have to go, and that's the thing about me cold calling. Yep, Nataj. I got to cold call. I got to get to LA. Yeah, somewhere. But I got to get to New York. And I got to get to Atlanta. And I got to get some money to do all that. But to get there and understand what the fuck is going on here. That's what I told my friend, my homeboy, he lives in New York. I said, listen, I got to get the money coming in because I need you to be on the scene. Because it's not adding up. But they provide us a situation. Oh, she looks okay, so now people think she's all right, when obviously she's not all right. And then we're gonna wake up one damn day. That's how I did when Aaliyah died. She didn't die alone. But when Aaliyah died, she was too young to die alone and loved, or not. I won't say loved, but she was just too young to die alone. Aaliyah died. I just woke up when where was y'all at when Martin Luther King died? Is y'all? Do I got some people in here that's old? Legacy be welcome. When Michael Jackson died, I had just woke up when I found out. I think Whitney died at night. Yeah, obviously she died at night. I was smoking with a friend of mine. Same thing with Tina Marie. But I think when Whitney died, I fell to the ground like, whoa. Not in a very dramatic, like, oh my God, I'm crying, but it was just the weed had took over me. So I was just beside myself. And we're going to wake up one day and he'll be like, Wendy Williams, dead at the bottom of her stairs. She was 59 years old, 58. She'll be 59 in next July. I work when Prince died. I don't know where I was when Prince died. Sam Paku eyes. It ain't no way she ain't gonna die tragically. Either way, it's gonna be because of drugs. Even her falling down the stairs. I think about how the hell, fell down the damn stairs and died. People fall down the stairs every day. Unless you're not gonna tell me that she tumbled and rolled. You know what I'm saying? Ivanka tumbled and rolled down the stairs and snapped her neck and things like that. People that fall down the stairs all the damn time. You be messed up, but you don't be dead. But it's gonna be some situation in an environment where we don't see her, like when my girl Joan Rivers died. And I'm gonna do that too. Joan Rivers too. I need to get myself together because I got some place to go, and I'm praying when I get there. I don't want to see no one I know. I want it to be all new experiences. Either way. But I still need to get myself together. Joan Rivers died in the goddamn doctor's office on the table for a scheduled procedure, and they decided to do something else. But she had been running her mouth. Her sister had died the year before. Just before her birthday, her sister died. And Joan died 2014, her sister died 2013. She didn't need nothing else. Who didn't need nothing else? Who we talking about? What happened? Oh no. John Rivers. I'm sorry. She wasn't in there. She was going in for she was going in, I want to say, for something in her throat, something like that. And they end up doing some completely other procedure. I don't even think Melissa knew what was going on, but Melissa knew what was going on. Because again, like Wendy Williams' son, Melissa benefited from her mother dying. She inherited it. Not I want to say but not the lifestyle. She benefited. Ultimately, she, whatever space, whatever connections, whatever things like that. It's like, I'm not a joker like my mom. I'm about the business. But because my mother was about her business as a jokester, I'm just as rough. I'm just as tough. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing. And she walked right in that. She walked right in that. Now, I'm not saying Kevin's gonna come out with a TV show. I doubt that. People don't even know what that boy looked like. But I tell you, when she died, he gonna do something, and the people will respond to that. You wanna know why? Because they're gonna feel sorry for him. His mother died. And I hate to talk about Wendy dying. I swear to God, I hope I'm wrong. And she lived a long and fruitful life. But how long do these people even live? I mean, Jessica Fletcher. She lived to be 96 or whatever. But black people, Cicely Tyson was 90 something. But Wendy ain't no Cicely Tyson. So she's not going to be bestowed that same type of grace. And all, like I said too, I be thinking, it's like, Wendy devastated when Whitney and DMX died, both drugs. She had a relationship with Whitney, she had a relationship with DMX. And then with like this whole thing with Puffy doing all of this, I just feel like that's what, like those are the people that made Wendy, turn Wendy into Wendy. You know what I'm saying? From her gossiping about those people, put her in that, catapult her into the stratosphere. Even and besides Whitney, they weren't doing drugs. I mean, the people that weren't on drugs, we never heard about Diddy doing drugs. We never heard about Mariah Carey doing drugs. But they're continually winning. They said Mariah Carey made $96 million from the one song. $96 million from one song. Like $3 million a year she makes from that one song. Diddy has now invested over $200 million. Yeah, well, shit. They all fine. Pam fine. Keisha fine. I don't know the other one. I'm sure she fine too. Keisha been fine. And Pam fine somewhere too. Somewhere with the hands, getting handsy with somebody else with the hands. And that's where I'm at too. We're at the point where Diddy is involved in making headway as as a businessman across all endeavors. I don't know whether between Diddy or Corey Gamble, who's the new Clarence Avant, because Clarence has got to be on his way out too. I'm not wishing death on nobody. I'm just trying to read room and assess the situation. But we have Diddy building business. We have Mariah collecting checks, and then we have Charlamagne, Wendy's protege. Keisha just had a hip replacement. We have Charlamagne, Wendy's protege, continuing to climb the ladder. How he's doing it is questionable, but is he doing it? Absolutely. In his own way. Granted, he has a little Chelsea Handler vibe going on with his panel of people, but that's what he's doing. Had a show, they turned it into another show, and he's down to let the people use him. Charlamagne doing more interviews, his head more buffed. He's on more screens and couches than I've ever seen before. More than Angela Yee, more than DJ Envy, more than fucking what's his name? Elvis Duran. Yes, Kanye. Charlamagne introduced. They said Keisha. They said what's her name? They said Sharina. They said Sharina is they said Sharina is Charlamagne's cousin. Introduced her when Kevin put him in the house. Charlamagne had her come up, and they was on ever since then, from like the first meeting. So she'd been around, and Wendy knew it the entire time. Let's say for the first day, she didn't know. But a woman who requires so much of her man's time, and also a woman who has been involved with men like Wendy, and that's what I'm saying about being in New York. Just things you get, and like she's a businesswoman. She's just not some girl. She's not some girl trying to make it up for somebody else. She's making her own way. I need you here, and here. I need to talk to you. Every other thing. If something is involved in if something else is infringing on his time, Wendy would be aware of that. There's no way Kevin has a secretive affair being Wendy Williams' manager. Especially with, he didn't have an affair, he had a relationship with Sharina. It wasn't an affair, it was a whole other situation altogether. And all those things crumble. Not all those things. Her relationship with Kevin crumbled, and Charlamagne continues to crumble. So it's very much so, Shawnee, thank you for your services, but your work here is done. Which is sad because, like I said, Wendy could continue to evolve. There's no reason why she shouldn't. There's absolutely no reason why she shouldn't have a podcast. Absolutely no reason. And she kept talking about Dr. Oz, bringing Dr. Oz's ass on a damn podcast. The woman that brought Dr. Oz into the fold and denounced him. Denounced. Y'all want to see him on the show? I want to see him talk about something now. Get in here and dog Oprah. Yeah, please do. And if Sherry Shepherd had Oprah's ass on the show, she ain't gonna talk about the goddamn Dr. Oz like Wendy would. Or if Dr. Oz got on the show, she ain't gonna ask about Oprah like Wendy would. Something, and Wendy's saying, Doctor, of all the people she want to have on there, okay, Dr. Oz for lymphedema, yeah, she's been on the Dr. Oz show too. It's something in her saying, for me, it's something in her keep bringing in Dr. Oz, and obviously, him running for office in the window, Oprah denouncing him, denouncing association, no support. Whatever she's talking about in Paris, who the hell knows why? Niggas in Paris, I don't know. But the same way Kanye, like, yeah, whatever is being said, it's something worth latching on to. Not latching on to, but it's something to be heard. It's something to be seen in what's being said. Like when TikTok put it together, well, that was Cat Williams that kind of put it together. But when Trump get up there and talk about knowing exactly, and that's the thing, people are confused by what's being presented to them to understand any other, and I could be completely wrong. But when Trump get up there talking about, I'm putting drug dealers in jail, When Cat Williams said Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, you on notice, that's how Trump talked. Your drug dealers down the way with the things. And first of all, they always been trying to put kingpins away. Okay, that's it. But people on the corners and selling dime bags and eights and or balls and bowls and bangs and bonds or whatever, I don't think them was the people he fucking talking about. And also, too, them ain't the only drug dealers in the world. Half of y'all sitting in here with the damn this nationally issued drug running through you. Some people are grateful, some people are confused, some people, I don't know how other people feel. A drug dealer told you. The plug told you that it is required and the dealer service you your drugs. Fauci trying to get the fuck out of Dodge. Trump getting off his, what do you bring Fauci right back up to the surface? Paris. Holy Fauci gonna be in Paris somewhere. I'm not saying nothing, I'm just saying. That's how Trump, for me, that's how Trump talk. Always talk. In between the lines type thing. And that's what I'm saying, like Wendy when she says these things, whatever. Because, people know what's going on with Kanye West when he talks about whatever he's talking about. The things he says. It's like, okay, well, you take it with a grain of salt, but, even with a teaspoon of sugar, whatever, makes it a little easier to go down. Especially with all there's so many moving parts. But it's very well orchestrated. And that's the beehive. Because the way they plan things out, as I look at Hillary Clinton losing the election, all the while having had gained the support from these celebrities, or even integrating herself with the celebrity culture, using Kim as a lobbyist for prison reform. I said that. Using Kim as a lobbyist for prison reform. Kim would end up. This gets black people on her side, because something said prison reform doesn't put put money in anybody's pockets, but it's like that's not the only. It wouldn't be the first time a politician lied. It wouldn't be the first time a celebrity lied to us. What my cause is, you know what I mean? And it's not like she bringing out millions of people. It's not like thousands of people are being released every year since Kim is doing. So it's not like it's not making that big of a dent. And of all the money that they do make from prison, it's whatever is happening, whoever they letting out ain't making no dent in the bottom lines of what's going on there. The main person to have a bottom line, we haven't heard about prison reform lately. The main person to have a bottom line and the effects of prison altogether is Hillary Clinton. And that goes back to the Clinton administration. And then Hillary's involvements with these companies that hire felons and put money towards the jails and the things like that. So now I'm with Kim Kardashian, who's about prison reform. And that when she runs as a Democrat, Democrats are going to come and support her. That's black people, that's white, that's women, that's black women, that's white Democratic women. Oh, she's doing these good things. Puts Kim Kardashian in office. Who you think gonna be behind her? The same way Hillary was behind her husband, making decisions, calling the shots. And then that's the thing too, with her becoming a lawyer. Most lobbyists, I wanted to look that up. I don't want to speak out of turn. I want to say most lobbyists are lawyers, because you have to know the laws. You have to know law to break it properly. You have to know law when to not cross the line and jeopardize yourself. And as far as her buying her degree, the level at which Kim Kardashian's influence would have to go for her to fail the bar and still be licensed as like that is beyond. Okay, I still would like to think that's a problem right there. Everybody, and Rihanna up in Balenciaga too, and that whole blue outfit in Balenciaga. But everybody, it compromises everyone. But I would like to think that the bar system is not easily. Now, if somebody's sitting there, some judge probably and had dinner with Chris, I know, whatever, and she might get a pre-exam or something shit like that, whatever. I don't know. She ain't the first one to do it. She ain't gonna be the last. But if she were to fail that bar, I don't think they would just give it to her. So I don't think she's out here buying exams, buying the bar. I don't think that's what's happening. I could be wrong. But that is an institution long-standing, and there will be people that she wants to align herself with that would not deal with her unless that's the thing, the beehive, the bigger situation, influenced them to do so. But they wouldn't even respect what she was trying to do because she's not even a credible thing. And at the very least, I think with her putting in her effort to become a lawyer, she would want, if she don't want credibility in nothing, if she don't care about nobody looking at her body, she wants the credibility in the fact that she passed that bar legit. So that's that. But that's gonna be her thing. Right, yeah, the baby bar. That's gonna be her thing. And that's gonna bring the people on. And it's been black people that she's releasing. So of course black people are gonna go through it. You know what I mean? And where she's gonna listen, everybody Kanye West and then Kim gonna step out here and Kim gonna step out and what's the lady's name? Nina McLemore suit. She gonna start denouncing things. She gonna bring people out of prison. The people are gonna go vote for her. And when she gets her little ass in that White House, or even at a desk in justice, when she get in there, because all of this shit is changing. Like, old is out. They getting windy out. Old is out. There's a new age of coming. Blue Ivies and the Kevin Hunters. It's like they're coming up. Them old justices up in there, if they don't kill them, because they all old. If they don't kill them, I'm not going to say, whatever, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever. They're going to, offer them a retirement, offer them a fabulous plan, money. They're going to offer them money they're not even able to spend in the time that they got left here on this earth. And they're going to bring the new people in. Somebody like Johnny Depp's, that lady, the damn judge, the damn lawyer who defended Johnny Depp. The same lawyer Kanye went out to reach out with, I don't know why Kanye would reach out to her when she's not a divorce attorney, but that's just notoriety to her. So people don't forget who the fuck she is. She gonna be sitting somewhere, court justice, something, some gig. Because that's just what we got. Might keep one, Kataji, keep a black girl in there. We gonna see Kataji and Kim together. Kim and Kamala. Cream color, Kim color Kamala. Somebody said all she do is sit in that White House and get her hair pressed out. Ain't nobody lying. Hair be pressed, curled, okay? Different than a first lady, and the first lady gotta look good. I'm not saying I need her in a ponytail because I would hate that. But, and I know it's not so special. I don't know what I would do with her hair. So thankfully she got somebody in there doing her hair. Because I would hate for her to go natural to appeal. And that's the thing too, like she too like, I'm not going natural. Her hair probably curly 10 minutes when she come out of washing it, and somebody is on it with the round brush and the blow dryer, the Dyson, and pressing that thing out, okay? My skin color should be enough. Me being an AKA should be enough. And it is to some people. Now what I'm saying could all be false. Which I don't think so. Because I'm saying it. Because at the same time too, that's what I'm seeing. Like I said, they're gonna put Kim up. I told you guys too. I've said it since I've been on here with the people. Kim gonna get that when she go back to black, because she's not gonna be in no office with no blonde hair, especially like the damage and the time that it takes. She can't do that. But when Kim go back black, it's gonna be a new gig. It's gonna be a different situation. Her and Kanye is gonna be something. Kanye himself is gonna be something. It's going to be something. It always happens when she does the hair thing. And right now she definitely is in the transition. I told you guys too, she's gonna end up selling Skims. 10% to the Kushners. I could sell that. Push the business back to the thing with like the Jeff Bezos and the things like that. I don't need to be CEO or even a part of a company that I own shares in to continue to make money from the company. That's just one less thing I have to worry about. And I still get paid. She can work Skims up. I always think about Jaclyn Hill. I just remember being young in Kmart, and it was Jaclyn Hill collection. Not Jaclyn Hill. That's fucking the makeup artist. No, not Charlie's Angels. Jaclyn. Her name Jaclyn Hill, right? No, Jaclyn Hill is the makeup artist. Jaclyn Smith. The collection, the candles and bathroom sets and bedding sets and the things. I think so. And the things. That's Skims. What the fuck is now the pork? See, now this is how I get started. The poor girl. Now I want to see who she married to. The AATC. The girl who started first of all, she done made so much money from from Spanx. I'm sure she don't care whatever happens to her, but I think she is involved with something I seen. Sarah Blakely. Net worth $1 billion. You think she ready to let this Kim come for them? She become the new Spanx? Her and Jared Itzler. Jesse Itzler. Even still, there's room. Because if there's room for Skims with Spanx, now we got Spanx and Lizzo's thing. Lizzo just a pawn too, and that's the thing. People like Corey is like, oh, Lizzo's so sweet. Lizzo's so. Those of you got to be careful of. I seen the TikTok video and the girl was like, it was like a Trump rally, so of course anybody associated with a Trump rally, everybody's already off, like whatever. Just to start somebody at a Trump rally, yittity. And somebody at a Trump rally, they started talking about Obama. Oh, okay, we can't listen to anything. But this is what she said. White lady. She said Trump provided all his information. Trump provided all his information. You ask him, he does it. Ask him, he doesn't. And you can look him up. He does these things. And the guy questioned her and was like, "Well, what's the problem with Obama or something?" And she was like, "The problem is that you have to ask for it, and then there's nothing there." Or something like along those lines. Like, he's just too squeaky clean, essentially. And the guy asked her, like, don't you think that's a good thing for your president. She was like everybody said about in the Chrissy video, everybody has a past. And if I go to look you up, like I say about people's birthdays, if I go to look you up and there's nothing there, that's the person I need to be more cautious of, because I don't know where you came from and I don't know how you got here. Like Corey Campbell and Tim Witherspoon and Obama too. I swear I just woke up one day and Black Senator Obama. Like, well, who the hell is this black man? And then it was all this, shh, vote black. Yes, we can. Kanye said, Corey designed to be likable. Obama designed to be likable. Smoke his cigarettes, drink his beer, black wife, good daughters, hyperallergenic dog, mixed. Don't ask his fathers to show up. That alone. You know, I told you, and there's new people in here. I don't know, it might just be the gang, but if it's new people in here, I've been questioning things. I first started questioning things with the dinosaurs and the Bible, period. I've been questioning things ever since. Then you read a little, you see a little something, you watch a little something, and then every day is just a question after question after question. Question after question. And then whatever you, there's only was so many coincidences before I questioned most things. Like me and Natasha today, I said, well, listen, I question the validity of the situation, but it does raise but it raises questions. Half of what you see, none of what you hear. And here y'all is listening to me. I always say that, but even still. Hopefully see. But most times too, y'all see, listen, we talk about it and it be boom. Tomorrow, who knows? What we'll see, what we'll hear, what will be in the news from what we discussed today. But shit, just like I'm just flabbergasted by how I put Kelly looks like Marseille Martin, and the next day they're on this whole campaign together everywhere. You know, looking up Kanye, looking up Corey stuff. It's a page, a TikTok page, Instagram page called Kelly and Marseille or some shit. Like I told you, no coincidence that Kelly woke up to them people, and hopefully it won't be Natasha. It's no coincidence that Kelly's team put her together to look like fucking Marseille Martin that night. No coincidence. The same, no reason it's a coincidence that it's only 10 people in here right now. And only, oh no, I had a couple people slide through today. But listen, at this point, those 40,000 damn followers I got, I should at least have a good 30. Somebody, at least 30 people should be wanting to hang around and see what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the same things I make a video about that the people are going to watch. But no. And then 10,000 likes. Listen, I used to be up in here 10, 20, and before I hit 40, the original Lux gang, okay, the original collectivites used to run me up, okay, run me up with love. That didn't change nothing. Yeah, they get together, yeah, on Apple TV or some shit like that. But they doing a lot more press than what they just doing for a movie. Ain't nobody gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch that. I seen it on my site. I don't know why. I'm just not. Maybe it's good. Listen, run me up, okay? That didn't change nothing. And I come up here all sorts of things, looking crazy. I try to be not relatable. I don't know, but it's not, be too prim, too proper. And I would love to be on here looking like something just that. That's me. That's my aesthetic. That's what my damn picture looks. My picture looks pretty together, and then you look over at me. Then here I am. But this is the real shit. You know what I mean? I always liken it to when Cardi B said, I will never forget. I was liking what Cardi B said. I can never call what she said exactly. But shoot with me in the pain, down on the ground for her greatness. But the push is not there. I watched. It's watchable. Well, I would think so. Marseille is not. Well, actually, I don't even think I've ever seen anything Marseille Martin is in. And Kelly seemed to be doing all this. She's doing a lot of promotion from the award show defending Chris Brown and things like that, and then her and the Equalizer, and they just keep putting that money behind the Equalizer. And I never had a conversation with anybody who watched the Equalizer, but they doing it. And now this thing with Marseille Martin, and it's just like, you know, what's supposed to be will be. And so whatever comes to me comes to me. I'm not exactly sure what that is either, so that's probably why it hasn't come to me. Put me in a Home Goods commercial, put me on a damn a panel. I don't know. You know, I'm just trying to think. I would say I'm open for everything. Marseille produced it. Well, that's the thing too. They're giving her all these accolades as a young producer. I think she even won an award for that and stuff like that. So all that is what that is. But it's just no coincidence. Not big on cop shows. I don't know. I don't know. 3 seasons they already passed. Damn J-Lo's. I just think J-Lo, she has a different calling. I don't think she's supposed to be with one thing too long. She's always renewing herself, and that's just her position. That's what she's supposed to do as the celebrity, the star that she is. That's her. What I say, they want to live out their term. During her term, she's supposed to be doing these things. Not supposed to be one. She's not. She's not just one thing. And y'all say what y'all say, but then she's not one thing. Regardless of how she does other things, she's not just one thing. Who Queen Latifah is like, she's not. She ain't making no music. She ain't going on tour. And she ain't doing no features. So they give her the damn show, and they're gonna put the best writers on there. They're probably writers or whatever. And that's what I think too. People just be so enamored with the dumbest things. No shade to anybody who feels like this in here. But like, the Reasonable Doubt is named after a Jay-Z. Every episode is named after a Jay-Z song. Why? Queen Latifah is likable. Why is that? Why? First of all, why is that? Second of all, why do we care? I don't. Why do we care? And what's the significance in that? And what's the mirror between Reasonable Doubt lyrics and how these episodes portray actual events or some type of depiction of something that we missing because it's Kerry Washington? I haven't watched it. I don't know how good it is or whatever. Everybody I've heard more rave reviews about 8 episodes of one season I heard of a season's worth of shows from Sherry and them. But why do every episode they know Jay-Z song? So what? Now we back to people in bed with other people. Kerry Washington in bed with Jay-Z. Why? Because his affiliation with Netflix and her affiliation with Netflix. But what's the big deal? Or even how somebody was saying, who was that? Said Jay-Z is irrelevant right now. I think that was Boosie said that. And I told you Boosie crazy, but he don't be lying. Jay-Z is irrelevant in this climate. Don't nobody care about Jay-Z. Only the same niggas that worry about in the comments talk about Jay didn't run with Alpo. But them the only people, and them people don't buy albums. Them people don't stream music. I don't know. I don't know. My neighbor is the escape with the husband problem. People don't buy albums. People don't buy streaming music. Whatever the case, or they stuck in that whole thing, and that's just the old thing. Jay-Z put out some shit right now. It's gonna sell 2,000 things, just like poor is dead. And that's for her talking out against the damn offset. Against the people. Also, too, Sweetie ain't set the tone. She ain't set the tone for nothing. Put her on the Kevin Hart show, shave her head. The people don't care. The people don't care. Just a pretty face. And Gabrielle's cousin. Which is, who cares about that? And I'm sick of Gabrielle. I'm sick of Gabrielle. And this is why I'm not going to. Sick of Gabrielle. What I'm sick of is Gabrielle and that Dwayne Wade. Whatever that event was, they wore pink and he put on them damn pink shoes. Come out. Denial is a river in Egypt. Your husband is homosexual.